Welcome to the Japan Game Junk podcast. I'm so happy and thankful that you're here.
Bokosuka Wars, as read on September 9th, 2025. Bokosuka Wars is a 1983 action strategy role-playing video game developed by Koji Sumi and released by ASCII for the Sharp X1 computer, followed by ports to the MSX, FM7, NEC PC 6001, NEC PC 8801, and NEC PC 9801 computer platforms, as well as an altered version released for the Family Computer Console and later the Virtual Console service. It revolves around a leader who must lead an army in phalanx formation across a battlefield in real time against overwhelming enemy forces, while freeing and recruiting soldiers along the way, with each unit able to gain experience and level up through battle. The player must make sure that the leader stays alive until the army reaches the enemy castle to defeat the leader of the opposing forces. The game was responsible for laying the foundations for the tactical role-playing game genre, or the simulation RPG genre as it is known in Japan, with its blend of role-playing and strategy game elements. The game also has variously been described as an early example of an action role-playing game, an early prototype real-time strategy game, and a unique reverse tower defense game. In its time, the game was considered a major success in Japan. Release. Originally developed in 1983 with the Sharp X1 computer, it won ASCII Entertainment's first software contest and was sold boxed by Red Factor. MSX port was then released in 1984, followed in 1985 by versions for the X1, PC 6000 Mark II, PC 8801, PC 9801, FM7, and the Family Computer, the latter released on September 14th, 1985. Login Magazine's November 1984 issue featured a sequel for the X1 entitled New Bokosuka Wars, with the source code included. With all new enemy characters and redesigned items and traps, the level of difficulty became more balanced. It was also included in Tape Login Magazine's November 1984 issue, but never sold in any other form. The PC 8801 version used to be sold as a download from Enterbrain and was ported for the iMode service in 2004. The Famicom version was released for the Wii Virtual Console on April 8, 2008. A sequel, Bokosuka Wars 2, by Japanese developer Unity Studio, was released in Japan on November 10, 2016 for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The Western version was released in February 2017 for Xbox One and October for PlayStation 4. A Nintendo Switch version was released on March 19, 2020 in Japan. The sequel has the option of choosing between two graphics modes, one that is similar to the two 1980s predecessors, and a more modern mode. It also adds several major new features, including a third faction and a co-op mode for two players. Plot. In the later Famicom version, King Surin's forces have been captured and turned into trees and rocks by King Ogreth. King Surin has to release his warriors from trees and rocks and defeat King Ogreth's forces. The allies coming from trees and rocks only appear in the Famicom version. In the earlier X1, MSX, and PC computer versions, however, the player starts with a complete army and may gain some extra knights by freeing them from prison cells, not from trees or rocks. There are no soldiers turned into objects in the original versions. Gameplay. The player can control three chess-like units: the knight, the king, and pawn. Pressing the D-pad will move King Surin and his army in the desired direction. Captive soldiers are freed using a knight to bring the kings in front of them. Famicom version, the player starts the game with only King Surin at 597 units, and acquires more allies by fighting against trees and Throughout the world of Bokosuka, there are obstacles only certain characters can pass. The gates in which soldiers are locked can only be broken by knights. Death tiles will kill all characters except soldiers who will remove them when they step on them. The walls at 500, 400, 300, and 200 meters can only be broken by King Soren. When one unit collides with another, a battle takes place. The tile will change to an icon of crossed swords, and then a B for battle. The victory is automatically calculated by the computer based on the difference between the offensive strengths of the units. If King Soren dies, the game ends, announcing, "Wow, you lose!" When King Soren succeeds in defeating King Agrith, the game ends with, "Bravo, you win!" The Japanese instruction manual contains the lyrics, "Onward Bokosuka," to the peculiar game music, written by the programmer himself. There you go, Bokosuka Wars. I found it to be a fairly interesting game, but I didn't like it so much at the time. But now, reading this, I learned that the Famicom version I played is not the original version. I think I'll be looking forward to getting the MSX version of this game at some point, which I can usually find fairly cheaply. And then I'll add that to the channel. So look now, as you're hearing this, no matter when, for the Famicom review, which will be restricted. And in the future, perhaps, keep a lookout for the MSX version, which I'll show you review at some point. Thanks so much for listening, and have a wonderful day.